And welcome on in, folks, to another edition of the WyoNation post-game show. Give people a few minutes to get on here from YouTube and on X, of course. Head on over to the WyoNation.com account. On YouTube, your best place to see what is going on. Great to see you all here as the Wyoming Cowboys improved to 2-0 on the season. Final score today in Laramie, 31-7 over the Northern Iowa Panthers. This game has a lot to talk about, and we'll get there here in a few minutes as we let people filter in, because as well as Wyoming played on both sides of the ball, there is one thing that is going to really decide if this was a good win or if it was a disastrous win, and I'm sure you all know what I'm talking about, but we'll get there here in a few minutes. Head on over to YouTube. It's the best place to see this show. Don't know what's going on with Elon and Twitter. Still a little weird, but head on over to WyoNation on YouTube. So youtube.com/@WyoNation, and you can interact with us live. If you're in the YouTube, you can send your chats with your thoughts and comments on this game. But Wyoming does win this game 31-7, as I mentioned. A lot to be happy about. And so, yeah, let's just get right into it here. Offensively, I had three things in mind that Wyoming needed to do in this ball game. And believe it or not, they did all three things. Number one, finish drives. So let's bring up the stats here really quickly. Let's look at this drive chart. So if you look at this drive chart here on the right, Wyoming basically scored on every drive that mattered in this game once they reached Northern Iowa territory, except for that first drive here, where they got to the Northern Iowa 30. That resulted in the 48-yard missed field goal, which is still a little wild to me that a kicker at 7,200 feet can miss a 48-yard kick short. Don't think I've ever seen that. Don't ever think I've seen that. But other than that, as you can see here, Wyoming, every other time they scored with meaningful drives, right? And I won't even call that last one. That's garbage time. So good to see Wyoming finish drives. Very, very good. Rashawn is in the house. Hey, man. Good to see you. You are in Laramie, I do believe. And unfortunately, your son got a terrible third down call. Defensive holding, which was not holding, by the way. Not holding, by the way, but that's good. Brian is in the house. You missed the game, Brian. What were you doing? We need to know. We need to know. So let's get the stats out of here really quick. But yeah, so the first thing, Wyoming needed to finish drives. It's something that they did not do at Akron. They did it this game. So good on the play calling and the execution of the team to finish those drives and score points, right? Wyoming scores over 30 points. And that is like your magic number. So we did it against an FCS school, but right, to be a Mountain West contender, you need to score 30 points a game. So Wyoming needs to find a way to do that against conference opponents. Brian says kids. Yep, kids will do that. Kids will get in the way of your football watching. Or so I've been told. So, but good to have you now, Brian. You missed a pretty good game. Pretty entertaining, as we said. So first thing was finish drives. Number two was get more running backs involved, and boy, did they. After being on the road against Akron, it was this sledgehammer that was Sam Scott, who got, like 29 carries, I do believe. But let's get these stats back up here really quick, and we'll take a look at these running back totals for Wyoming. So how about Kelman with his first major action? 7 carries for 87 yards and a long of 33. How about Toad Harris, the true freshman, 8 yards, 8 carries, 61 yards and a touchdown. Scott really set the tone early, 8 for 58, and then Max White, 5 for 13. But these 3 guys right here, so it looks like Wyoming's got some running back depth for sure. Let's see here. Let's hide this. We got some more comments. Caleb is in the house. Welcome in on Caleb. Good growth game. 1 to 2. Too many penalties. Yep, we'll get onto that. And then Rashawn says, I hope Kaden injury's not too bad. Yes, and that is kind of the cloud hanging over this game, and we'll get into that here in a bit. But I just want to talk about these good things first. So yeah, running back wise, they got more guys involved. Looks like we've got 3 guys who are capable, right? But the offensive line today, run blocking, very good. Pass blocking, not so good. So I don't know what is going on. Who's this Shay guy? Shay, if you're there, hop on in. If you can, brother. And we can talk this out. One of the WyoNation hosts is putting in his stuff online. Good to see you, Shay. Third thing before we get into thing is feed J Mike. He was involved early. Led Wyoming in receiving yards, 65 yards here according to the official stats. 5 catches for 65 yards and how about 51 yards after catch. So that is good to see, getting J Mike involved. And they didn't need to do it too much, right? You don't want to show too much of him against Northern Iowa. But you're going to need him in the next 2 weeks, and we'll get more into that. Let's look at some of these team stats. Here we'll go comparison. Oh, it won't do it that way. We got to just go game. All right, that's fine. Here we go. Your stats over here. Wyoming outgains Northern Iowa 379 to 169. Outpassed them 190 to 111. But here we go. Penalties on both sides. How about 13 penalties for 115 yards? Yeah, as one of you commenters said earlier, I forget who already. Let's see. Oh, Caleb. Caleb said it. Yeah, 115 yards of penalties. Not going to cut it against a good team. You do that against a good team, and you're going to get destroyed, right? You're going to have no chance. 25 first downs. Third down, 4 of 10. You'd like that be a little better. Defensively, again, really strong third down defense. They don't have yards per pass attempt on here, but we don't even need to tell you, right? That Wyoming wins that easily. 26 passes compared to their 29 and had more yards. So again, yards per pass attempt. Wyoming is 2-0 in that category and is in 2-0 on the season. So there we go. So I guess we should get into the big elephant in the room. We'll get rid of this and then we'll talk more about this. But Kaden Anderson injured and out of the game. Was it the third quarter, boys and girls? I don't remember. I think it must have been sometime in the third quarter. Blitz from the quarterback's right. The right tackle decided to give help to the right guard. Didn't even look right. The blitzer comes free. Blindsides Kaden Anderson. He's out of the game. We fumbled. The defense did recover and not allow them to score in that situation, but Anderson did go out of the game. He was being attended to by medical staff for a while. Went into the tent. Came out a few minutes later. Looked to be talking to his parents on the sideline, and then went into the locker room. And we have an intruder. Bring him on in. Mr. Shea.
What's up? Sorry, I was coming back from a kid's birthday party.
You need to sort out your mic.
Still not good?
You hear me?
I can hear you.
Work on that.
All right.
Yeah, we'll leave you on, and when we start hearing you, then we hear you, but I don't know what's going on. So yeah, Anderson leaves the game. If anybody's out there, he's going to be back. He's going to work on that. I was told that the radio said that he was going to the hospital, which is not a good sign. So I don't know if anybody else heard that, if anybody's heard Twitter or was listening to the radio broadcast. If Kaden is going to the hospital, hard to say what happened there. I know Shay, who's about to jump on again here soon, was thinking maybe collarbone. The problem is we didn't get a really good angle of where he got hit. I think it could be his hand. Maybe the helmet hit his throwing hand, which would be bad. Or either way, a broken collarbone, any type of broken bone in his arm and his shoulder and his hand is bad, bad, bad news. But we'll have to see from there. So there's that. We'll talk about that more about Shea, but let's talk about this defense. They only gave up 7 points. And on those 7 points, they could basically all be attributed to the referees, right? Huge, just crazy third down penalties on that drive. A holding on the defensive lineman, followed by a late hit, which, might have been late, but still, it's bang when you're playing live football. And then how about the pass interference call where the Northern Iowa wide receiver just basically runs over the cornerback and the cornerback gets called for pass interference. Shay's back.
Sorry, I'm on my phone. I don't know what's going on with my computer.
Oh my goodness, Shay. We can't hear you, buddy.
Still nothing?
I don't know. This is the problem with live radio or live YouTube.
Test.
What's going on here?
Hang on. Wait.
Yeah, I don't know. Very, very
Can you hear
weird.
me now?
Because I assume you're on your phone. And your phone usually works.
Nothing.
I don't know. Switch yourself out. Oh, Brian can hear him. What? Okay. Well, that's weird. Apparently, hold on here.
Test.
Oh.
Hey.
Now speak, Shay. Nope. Thank you, folks, for that. That's crazy. Okay, I'm glad you could hear him. He'll come back. That was my fault. It looks like, as always, since I didn't set up with a co-host, things get a little whacked out. And so now on the speakers, it likes to use my microphone as a speaker. So he'll be back. Let's see. I think he's texting me. Shay, come on back. Okay. Yeah. Come on back, Shay. It is my bad. Yeah. No. You're good. It's fixed. I fixed the setting. Come on back. I fixed the setting. But let's talk about this defense, right? They only gave up 7 points this week. Most of that was because of refs. So Wyoming, through 2 games, has only allowed 7 points, which is really good. The defense looks like a Wyoming defense again, right? Because they brought in these guys. They have some depth now. They're running in some.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, see, it was my fault. Since I wasn't set up for a co-host, the microphone was, or my microphone was set up as my speaker. So Shay is back, yeah.
So,
Shay, your thoughts on what we just saw?
The offensive line is going to get murdered if they don't figure out something quickly.
Ain't that the case? Yeah.
Because Rex Johnson was getting owned. Wes King was last game. I thought Wes King played a good game today. But they're still trying to figure something out because Davies and Luke Sandy was in at left guard when Kaden got killed. I know it wasn't Luke Sandy's fault by any means, but
no,
Rex didn't even look over there.
I know.
He did not even look. And he didn't have a great game. The sack earlier, he missed big. Even Eric Polley was
twice.
Yeah.
Not including the missed blitz, yeah.
And I have a feeling Caden's probably out for the year. If you're going to the hospital from a game, that's probably...
It's not good. It means something's potentially broken.
Yeah, so it's going to be the Landon Shin show, which I thought he can sling it. So
Yeah, we don't know how accurate it is. He's athletic, that's for sure.
yeah, so maybe you just have a guy that just you let him loose. But this is going to be the Landon Sims show going forward, I think. So
Maybe. Yeah, let's hope not. Let's hope it's okay. But again, we'll wait for official notice. There's no need to speculate. The problem is we don't have since cameras aren't on that other side. From the replay, you can't really tell where he got hit. To me, it looks like it could have been his hand, is possible. Could be his forearm. Could be his collarbone. I don't know. But either way, it's not great, right? If we're going to lose our starting quarterback who's been really productive the past 2 games. He put up good numbers today.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll just kind of see. I thought the team started off a little slow. Some of those penalties were pretty rough, but I thought the defense looked really good on gang tackling. Even when they would complete a pass, there was 4 guys there. You know, it was impressive. Good for Coach Bull. The defensive ends look like they're getting there, and that's kudos to the defensive tackles too, because they're just eating up.
They are, yeah.
It's a lot of one-on-ones.
And Bogar came back as a starter, and you can see why they had him as a starter. He's got a high motor, and he was causing problems in there.
Yeah, so I mean, even regardless, I think Wyoming's running game is back. So it sucks that Kaden gets hurt. I think going forward, Wyoming has the opportunity if Landon is just a manager. Just be a manager. That's all you have to do in Jay Johnson's offense.
Yeah, it's going to be a big step for him, especially if he has to start the game. And I won't go there yet. Let's see what happens. You never know. But going to the hospital, not a good thing. Means he's probably going to get an X-ray of some sort. But yeah, Utah is a problem.
Yeah,
Utah's going to be a problem. It could be a pick your score kind of day for the Utes next week.
I think their offense is good. I think they're suspect on defense a little bit, which is we could see the '90s whack. And
there you go.
if Wyoming's offensive line could play a complete game, then I think Wyoming has the ability. I liked what they saw today. I was concerned when it was 7-7. I said, "Oh, here we go. We're extending drives." Also, the long snapper, Carson York, I'm going to call you out. You're a long snapper on an extra point. Just shut up and get to the sideline.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for Braden Johnson, that was going to the house on the kickoff return. So, yeah, I don't know. That's my concern, I guess, with Wyoming is they're weak mentally, maybe a little bit.
I don't know.
Sportsmanlike conducts. And Utah's going to jaw at them. So just shut up, go to the sideline, let the play do the talking, That frustrates me, especially on a no-name play. So.
Yeah. No, yeah. And I was talking about that, I don't know if you heard, but yeah, defensively, I think we look like a Wyoming defense. And something that you and I have talked about this summer was we'll know the Wyoming defense is back when we see the safety blitzes again. And guess what, Shay? The safety blitzes were back.
Yeah. I love the safety blitz. Andrew Johnson, he doesn't get to the – I don't think anybody's going to compare to Wyatt Eckler. That guy could blitz.
Okay, here we go. Caleb with breaking news.
Oh, here we go.
Said first initial tests on Anderson were good, not a concussion. Yeah, I don't think it was a head injury. I'm worried about his throwing arm.
Yeah. But
hand.
If you're looking at it and it's not like super serious, you have essentially 3 weeks before conference play.
Exactly, sure. Because we're probably gonna lose to Utah and CU with Kaden Anderson. So get him healthy and go into conference play with a healthy quarterback who, again, his numbers today, not a complete game, 17 of 23, 167 yards, 2 touchdowns. You put that on with last week's, and he's already in 2 games. I think he's already at about half of his numbers from last year in terms of passing.
But that's all you need. If Sam Scott and Wyoming's running backs look really good.
Yeah, they do. So it's good and they'll be able to find they all have different styles.
Yep.
And so you're going to be able to mix and match. In a European soccer sense, one of my favorite things they like to use there is courses for horses is a thing. And that's what it's going to be, right? Courses for horses. You're going to find, hey, what kind of defense are we playing? And what running back skills are going to help us the most against that defense. So,
yeah, I liked getting Evan Svoboda in when you're on short yardage like that. That little pop out, just get the first down, nothing fancy. You're inside the 10. I thought that was
yeah,
a good
I'd
play
rather
call.
not see that ever again, though, but that's okay. I mean, that's just me. It worked, but I'm like,
Yeah, they did it with Austin Ford. I mean, they've done it in the past with tight ends and fullbacks or
yeah.
H-back. I don't, so I'm glad the play isn't dead. Shout out to my man Justin Erb. I don't think he ever watches, but he had a great block that gave Tote his
Oh, yeah.
touchdown today.
And he caught a pass.
Yeah. So my MVP always. I love that dude. Yeah.
Caleb, if you're still hanging around, was this on TV? Was this radio? You heard this news? Obviously, we're live on the air, so we can't listen. But if you could tell us where that came from, that'd be cool. We'd appreciate that. So that's good news, right? Because that's all. I said it initially. I was like, this is either going to be like a good win or a disastrous win, because if you lose your starting quarterback for the year against an FCS school, right, there's just no getting over that. Sims, I don't know, right? He's probably not ready to start at the D1 level. And then you'd have to probably at some point see what the true freshman, Drew, can do. So hopefully we don't get to that point, because Anderson is very capable, obviously.
Yeah. I think Landon is more of a I don't want to compare him to. I think you go back to the 2015 season. Caden's your
Thanks, Caleb.
your Cam Kaufman, a game manager, really good game manager. He just couldn't stay healthy. Remember Cam Kaufman at quarterback?
Yeah. Are you saying Sims is Kaufman?
No,
Caden
Kaden is Kaufman.
is Kaufman. Oh,
Sims would be more like a young Josh Allen.
I think Anderson is way better than Cam Kaufman.
I thought well, I think we got to be relative here on that chat a little
bit.
But
Cam Kaufman was just he was just a dude, but he was efficient. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying is
yeah.
Get the first downs, make the right reads, make good passes, let your guys do good.
Drew is back. We missed you, Drew. He's a post-game show regular.
He took 40 people to the game today, so shout out to Drew.
There we go.
But I don't know. Maybe we do a podcast this week if we get some good news on Kaden.
Yeah, no, we'll certainly do a midweek show this week. I didn't want to do one this week, right? Because are we really going to preview Northern Iowa? Like, I don't know anything about Northern Iowa. So
I think Wyoming's defense. Good. Yeah, Wyoming's defense. I was concerned. I was like, all right, we're going to get some. Now you have two really good confidence games.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a good setup for Utah if your defense is just on highs.
They're going to have to and we can get in that more midweek.
Yeah,
I don't want to be down because I don't see. I mean, we're going to be like 21, 28 point dogs
at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think so.
Utah's good. They're playing right now. They're playing, I think,
Cal
Poly. Davis or Cal Poly.
Davis. Yeah, one of the two.
One of the FCS schools out of California. Let's look at what they were up 14-0 last I saw. So again, all right, they could play their backups, win that game. Utah football. Let's see what that score is right now. 28-6 with 1:44 left in the first half.
They're in, home game.
Their first home game. And for those who don't know, they went to UCLA week 1 and beat them 43-10. So,
really all right. Well, Wyoming, that's like, let's look at UCLA and their 2,000 fans.
True. I mean, UCLA is not a good team, but they still are a Power 5 team, and they got absolutely just whooped. So, yeah, we'll get more into Utah during the week. So let's talk about this one. Good news about Anderson. So let's just see that they're taking him to the hospital just to make sure.
Percussion. I liked Bart punting today. Like he flew that one to the end zone over 60 yards.
Yeah, and that was good. But then one other time he had a chance to pin him in, and he only kicked it 40. So I don't know what's going on there. If it was a win thing today.
And Dion DeBlanc finally pulled his head out of his butt and decided, I'm going to field some punts.
Yeah, and that's right. He was in a tough situation, as we said last week. A true freshman on the road returning punts. I mean, not a good idea.
Yeah,
right.
I mean, but if you're getting 15 yards of return, you're really flipping fields on punts.
Yeah, no. If you get 10, yeah, I mean, that's like getting a first down. So that's huge. And you can see he has a lot of ability. So obviously, right, they're going to give him that chance. He looked pretty good, obviously. Yeah, the punter, I don't know. Maybe they need to work with him a little to maybe hand it up. Because, sure, on that one punt, he got 62-yard kick. After the net, and again, I don't know. They don't include – do they include penalties in the net?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so because it was a 42 net, but then we got a 10-yard penalty on him. So they got knocked back another 10. But he looks like he has a good leg, and he just maybe needs to control some stuff to maybe work on pinning people a little bit more.
Yeah, I think he's probably a little juiced being at home too. Big crowd.
Oh, no, you're good, Drew. I mean, I'm not blaming you. It's just, right, we just won. We're 2-0. We're already at 66% of the wins we had last year. And so we should enjoy the wins, right? A win against anybody in college football, it's hard, right? I think we took for granted how hard it is to win football games. It's hard. For every school, it's hard. Well, not every school. I mean, well, maybe. I don't know. It's just depends on who you are. But for Wyoming, it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good win too, and they kind of grinded you and I down, which it was nice to see again. Just that, hey, we're going to take you to the fourth quarter and see what you got. And those guys, it was there towards the end. You and I was getting hurt every play, so
yeah.
And I hope those guys are all healthy as well on their trip home. But you could tell that they were just they were done.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good to see. The defense looks really good. The safety blitz is back. Thank God. That's my favorite play on Wyoming's defense because Andrew Johnson didn't get to that quarterback, but Enoch Sembayona or the linebacker got there. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So just more bigger thoughts, just to kind of wrap things up. Here was the offensive line did really good run block, but pass blocking, too many guys in one-on-one situations getting beat. And it got our quarterback hurt. So hopefully that doesn't cost us, but that's something that we've seen 2 weeks in a row now. And that's why, I mean, you're going up against Utah, who's going to not only be big, but athletic on the defensive line. And if you can't block the guy in front of you, it's going to be a big problem.
Yeah. If they're going to go, I think it's all on tape, attack Wyoming's tackles right now. So they got to grow up and figure it out very quickly.
And that's the thing, right? Especially early. You show that you struggle with something on tape early, and then every team is going to do that to you until you show that you can handle it.
Yeah, so Rex and I saw Davies in late in the game, and Geiger better probably figure it out pretty quickly here because Utah's going to come for him.
Another one I want to give a shout out to. How about the play of Boss at cornerback?
Oh, they were talking about him the whole radio broadcast.
Seems to be like we found ourselves a good player right there.
Yeah, and I don't know. Desmond Hearns had a really good game. So they were going at Boss. So I don't know who the backside corner was, but he must have had a hell of a game too because he was whoever was on the backside of Boss, the boundary.
They didn't really them.
Yeah, they didn't attack it. So they were attacking Boss. So I don't know who the other cornerback was, but he probably deserves some kudos because clearly he was taking away the field.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, and then the flags. Your thoughts on just the flags? It's a big number. Did you know this? It is 13 flags for 115 yards.
Well, I don't count Ellers. I don't think that was fair. That was a pretty weak
I
late
agree.
hit. The pass interference. So, but still, the 11 were bad. That unsportsmanlike conduct really pissed me off. Like I was pretty pissed off at Carson York about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then they were bad. Like there were penalties that killed the team at the wrong time. Like killed momentum.
Yeah.
I don't know. Jaden's call was pretty terrible. Also, I just don't think. I think the refs were a little maybe outclassed for this game too.
Later, Drew. Enjoy your evening. Have a beer for us.
Yeah. So I don't know because Jaden Williams got called for holding on a 4-yard loss.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know how that's possible.
Yeah. Yeah, and it wasn't holding. I mean, they showed it. The guy, he wasn't holding him.
Yeah. So I don't. I'll call it 9 penalties, but that's still too much.
Yeah, and Rashawn was here. You missed him. Rashawn came and said hi.
Yeah. So he's in Laramie, so he's probably going to enjoy the time with JY. So.
Mm-hmm.
For losing to Idaho so badly last year, I thought it was a good win.
A huge turnaround, right? Yeah. Of course, and Wyoming covered, so that's 2 weeks in a row. Wyoming has covered the spread for you gamblers out there.
What'd you say, Jay? The cover Savell. That's
yeah. Yes. I was joking in the group chat. That's going to be our new goal is to cover.
Yeah. So I lost power for a bit here because we had a really bad storm. So I was glad I got to finish watching the game. So.
Yeah. So happy all around. Well, not all around. We'll see with pending injury news with Kaden Anderson. Hopefully he's okay. That's just really all this game and this season boils down to. So hopefully Savell is right right? Because they might just say, hey, right? Even if they know it's bad, they're not going to come out and say it, I think, right away. So, but maybe Jay would. I don't know. He's pretty honest. Honest.
He's pretty open coach.
Yeah. So we'll see. So hopefully we get some news tonight. Monday at the latest, right? In the Monday press conference, hope we get news that he's okay. And then the goal there is just get him healthy for conference play. Because the Utah and Colorado games, right? Playing 2 border state schools, non-conference, doesn't really matter. It'd be nice to beat them. Utah is the favorite to win the Big 12. So you're probably not going to beat them. Colorado could be beaten. I don't know.
They can't stop. Colorado can't stop the run.
Yeah. What did Colorado do today? I know they're playing Delaware.
They won like 31-7, I think. It wasn't like a
31-7. You nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't like a barn burner.
Yeah.
They can't stop the run, though.
No, and we'll be able to run the ball against them for sure.
Yeah.
So that game could be interesting in Boulder in 2 weeks. Or is it 3? Do we have a bye?
No, it's 2, and then the bye's after.
2 and then the bye.
Wyoming's schedule I like is built.
So that's even better news for Anderson. He can have 3 weeks off before conference play.
Yeah, you get your non-con, and then you get a break.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's good. So yeah, so let's all everybody. Joe Glenn used to say that's right. Light a candle for old Kaden Anderson, because our season depends on it. And overall, yeah, good job for everybody showing out in Laramie. The gold looked impressive on TV. Some great pictures too from the Wyoming photographers posting online of the crowd and how it all mixed with the gold. I like the gold out quite a bit. And defense is back to playing the way that we've seen them before. And offensively, it was, Craig Bull kind of style of offense, run the ball, but with hitting the pass plays when you needed to, right? So that's the key. And so that's why it's key that we have Anderson in there. But really, the one thing that really has to be looked at is that offensive line. And if they have to bench people between now and conference play, they got to just figure out their best 5.
Yeah, if you have to move guys, if you got to move guys around, you got to do it.
Exactly. And I know they spent all offseason moving guys around, right? But if you got to move a guy twice for some reason, then you got to do it. Because we saw the repercussions. Quarterback getting blitzed and just lit up. right there. And then you saw, I mean, I feel sorry for Johnson because, I mean, he instantly reacted like, oh, crap. Like he put two hands like in front of his face. He was like, oh.
Yeah.
He's like, what did I do? And it's like, yeah, dude, you didn't look right. You just double teamed the guy with the guard and let a blitzer just come in free. So
you didn't even look. You didn't even try to like
do
anything.
Yeah. It's not good. Not good. So yeah. So again, let's be happy. Wyoming's 2-0. 66% on our way to last year's season total, which is great. And this is where we all expected, right? Because there's a good chance you'll be 2-2. But we'll get more of that later. We'll have a midweek show breaking down Utah, hopefully with some good news about Kaden. We'll have more news about him then. And we'll just see what happens. But your Wyoming Cowboys are victorious, 2-0. And so be ready to get back to the war next weekend for a night game.
Oh, yeah.
Utah. On CBS Sports, I do believe.
Yep.
So, yeah. So that'll be great. So, all right, Shay. Well, thank you for joining me. Unplanned.
Yep.
It was a good surprise. A very, very good surprise. And thank to all of you out there for joining this post-game show. We will be back midweek with a regular WyoNation roundup. And then I'll be here next Saturday for a Utah post-game show as well. So, yeah, be sure to head on over to WyoNation.com for the #1 Wyoming message board on the interwebs. Interact with your fellow Poke fans. Check us out on Twitter/X with all the breaking news. And we will be back Tuesday with a show, and we'll be back with a post-game show. So until then, for Shay, this is Chad. Everybody, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you all real soon.